Hi everyone. All right, so hopefully you can see me okay. I know it looks a little backlit here. Welcome to my living room. This is Leo and Luna. We have snuggled up here in the background. Um, you know, we're live here, so anything can happen at any time, but Happy New Year. And it's just ironic that here we are, Winter Warriors, and the first day of our 8-week series together, it's a snow day. So since we're warriors, we're gonna pivot a little bit and do a home practice. All you need is a mat. If you have a hot tea and maybe a fire, cool. But if not, just, make do with what you have in the space you have. If your family's joining you too, welcome everyone. So since this is virtual, and listen, it's YouTube live, so I can't see you. Okay, this is not Zoom, I can't see you. So just be super mindful of your physical body. I'm going to remind you of some modifications, but it's ultimately your responsibility to listen to your body. It's not just a cliche. Your body has an amazing way to communicate with you, and that's through physical sensation. So when you feel something that doesn't feel great in your body, just acknowledge it, and we're going to practice child's pose and easy seated pose and some other options that you can always just come to if you need to take a little rest. This is going to be a 60-minute warrior spirit slow flow. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Some of you are new here with me. Most of you have been with me for a long time. This is the first of 8 weeks that we have together, and a reminder that yes, it's our physical practice. We will be working on strength, balance, of course, flexibility, but also strengthening ourselves and nourishing ourselves with what we eat, our relationships, and taking our yoga practice from our mat out into our lives as well. Okay, we're going to start sitting tonight, so go ahead and have a seat. We're going to start in just an easy seated pose, so if you can comfortably cross your legs, you are welcome to grab a pillow. Let me do this quick just to demonstrate. A pillow from your sofa or from your bed or whatever. If you have a yoga block, that's great too. Just sit up on the pillow if you want to. Just give yourself a little cushioning and also a little space. So just scooch them right underneath your sitting bones so it gives you a little bit more space to sit up nice and tall. All right, go ahead and bring attention to posture and alignment. I'd like you to lift the crown of your head up towards the sky. Feel your ears, your shoulders, your hips, and your tailbone in alignment. We are going to talk a little bit about the chakra system tonight as well, because bringing all this into balance is going to help us as we set our intentions and practice that action. And you took the first action, which is showing up and being here right now and signing up for this program and committing to that. That's a warrior spirit action. But we want to bring our physical body into alignment too, because that's just going to help us with our poses on our mat, but also with our actions in our life. Okay, so good posture, good alignment. Hands can rest down onto your knees, or you can turn your palms to face up, your thumb and index finger together to touch. We're going to go ahead and start by closing your eyes and bringing your awareness inward. And without judgment, without forcing anything, just allow yourself the space and time to slow down. Be proud of yourself for showing up. Be proud of yourself for the flexibility that you already are demonstrating by going with the flow and just pivoting and arriving on your mat here. And take a moment to bring your attention to your breathing. And again, not trying to change anything for now, just bringing your attention to the breath and how it feels as it comes in and out through your nose. And so you're just slowing down and noticing and bringing the attention inward. And now we're going to consciously try to deepen the inhalation. And I try to bring it from the belly and using the diaphragm to expand your rib cage and breathe all the way from the belly up to your collarbone and towards your heart. And if you're new to breathing, have patience with it. It comes with practice like everything. And then as you exhale, I want you to consciously see if you can relax and soften your shoulders and any tension that you might be holding from your face, your jaw, or from any stressful happenings from the day. And let's do that again. So take a conscious breath in through your nose. Try to bring the breath to your belly, to your ribs, up through your collarbone and towards your heart. Feel the top of the inhalation. And as you exhale, allowing yourself this space and time to slow down. You're giving yourself permission. All the busyness of the holiday season is behind you, and you can just be present and conscious, mindfully moving and breathing together. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is called box breath. And this is a calming, balancing breath. I'm going to teach it to you first, and then we're going to practice just a few rounds together. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be breathing in for 4 counts. It's going to be kind of making a box. You'll breathe in for 4. You're going to hold your breath for 4 counts. That's at the top of the box. You're going to be exhaling for 4 counts. And then you're going to be holding that exhalation at the bottom of the box for 4 counts. Okay? So let's practice it together. So just take an easy, normal breath in and out through the nose to prepare. And here we go. Breathing in for 4, 3, 2. Hold your breath. 4, 3, 2. Exhale for 4, 3, 2. Hold your breath. 4, 3, 2. Begin again. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. And hold. One more round. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. And hold. And then just breathe normally and notice already, hopefully you feel a calm energy all through your body. Okay, beautiful. Let's go ahead and start to move. So again, this is going to be a warrior slow flow. If you do have a pillow underneath you, you can move it out of your way. You're going to maybe use it a little bit later, so just keep it close by your side. Warrior slow flow, so we're not going to be doing anything too fast, but I want to encourage you to be super mindful with all of your movements. Okay, so go ahead and drop your hips back onto your heels. And as I said, for those of you who are newer to the practice, remember you can always drop into child's pose just to rest and take a recovery anytime you need. So you're just hips back onto heels and forehead down to your mat. You're going to take a nice deep breath in and out through your nose again. And as you exhale, just let your hips back onto your heels and just allow your forehead to drop down to the mat. On your next inhale, we're going to go ahead and draw up to your hands and your knees. Your knees are going to be right underneath your hips and your hands right underneath your shoulders. We're just going to start with an easy cat and cow to move energy through the spine. So as you inhale, I want you to lift your tailbone up to the ceiling. Drop your rib cage down to the floor and lift your chin up, away from your chest, so you're looking up to the ceiling. As you exhale, you're going to tuck your tailbone under, round your spine, hollow your belly, and press firmly through your palms, tucking your chin towards your chest. So you feel that stretch through your low back, especially if you've been sitting in a chair most of the day or shuffling a lot. So we're going to move the spine. So we inhale to open, drop the ribs, lift the heart, look up. Exhale to tuck and round, hollow the belly, chin to chest. You're going to move at your own pace. So you're going to do that 3 more times at a pace that feels really good for you. So remembering the 3 A's as we move through that. That is attitude, positive preferably, alignment, which we're going to be talking quite a lot about tonight, and then action, which we already talked about. You having that warrior spirit already took action. You're here. That's the most important part, right? Like showing up and then, of course, finishing what you started. We're going to do 1 more time. So inhale to lift and open. Exhale to tuck and round, really spreading out those fingertips, firmly pushing through your palms and tucking your tailbone under to get that nice stretch. And then go ahead and drop your hips back to your heels again, forehead down to the mat, child's pose. We're going to do a half vinyasa flow next, modifying it by keeping the knees onto the mat. On your inhale, you're going to go ahead and shift forward into your hands and your knees. I would encourage you to pick your toes up towards the ceiling. You're going to lead with your chest. So your chin and your chest are leading the movement as you drop your chest down to the floor, and then you're going to extend your legs out straight, open through your heart, and come into a baby cobra. As you exhale, you're going to push your hips back onto your heels and drop your forehead down onto your mat. For those of you who are more advanced and you want to go ahead and do more challenging advanced poses, always feel free to do that as well. Otherwise, you're in this modified plank position. Elbows bend close to the ribcage. You're leading with your chest and your heart. You're lowering softly to the mat, pointing your toes. We inhale up to a baby cobra. And we exhale, pushing back to child's pose. We're going to do that one more time. And follow your breathing. So be really mindful. Inhale, draw forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, open up. This time we're going to hold it at the top of this cobra, hopefully feeling a little bit more mobility already after 3 repetitions. Feel your triceps working. Look over your right shoulder. Feel a little twist to the spine. And then come back to center. Look over your left shoulder, rotating through the spine. Coming back through center. Inhale, press, press, press. Exhale, release back down. Push through your palms and come back into child's pose. Beautiful. So remember, this child's pose is always here for you. If you need to check in, your shoulders are tired or your back hurts or whatever, right? Listen to your body and please just come back to child's pose if you need to at any time. On your next inhale, you're going to go ahead and shift to your hands and your knees. You're going to curl your toes. We're going to lift up into our first downward facing dog. So go ahead and lift that tailbone up nice and high. Your feet are hip distance apart. You're going to bend your left knee, drop your right hand down, and your right heel down, and get a good stretch through your calf and your ankle on that right leg. We're going to go ahead and bend the right knee, drop the left heel down, switch that out. So the left heel is dropping, your right knee is bending. And then I want you to pedal it out, 6 or 8 more times right and left. So at your own pace. Again, nice and slow, giving yourself that space, that permission, that time to slow down. Okay, a few more times, pedaling out right, getting that good stretch, maybe getting any pops out your ankles and your feet. One more time. And then you are going to go ahead and walk your hands backwards towards your feet. So take a walk backwards. You can separate your feet a little wider than your hips, so your pinky toes will be maybe out to the outside edge of your mat. Grab onto opposite elbows, and then ragdoll. So you're letting your forehead drop to your forearms, and you're swaying from right to left, releasing any tension. As you sway from right to left, getting a gentle hamstring stretch, releasing your low back, and allowing your forehead to drop to your forearms. Let that swaying slow down as you find stillness right to center. And then bring attention to your feet. Where's the weight in your feet? Are you forward in your toes? Are you back in your heels? Can you find that even distribution of weight through all parts of your foot? Bring attention back to your breathing. Take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, release the elbows from the fingertips and drop the hands down. You're going to toe heel your feet together so the big toes and the ankles are going to be side by side. On your next inhale, you're going to slide your hands to your shins. I want you to really pull the belly button in and up and pull the shoulder blades back and together. Feel the crown of the head reaching forward and the tailbone pulling back, maybe getting a little stretch to your hamstrings. Feeling strength all along the spine. Take a big breath in, really pull the crown of the head away from the tailbone. And as you exhale, round your spine, fold yourself in half, bring your chin to your chest and your nose to your knees. So you can either roll up to standing or you can reverse swan dive, which just means you're going to reach your hands all the way out and up. We're going to take a big breath in. And then exhale, your hands are going to come down by your side in mountain pose. And we're going to practice this a little bit. My room is warm, so I'm going to take a layer off. I got the fire cranking before we started here, and it feels good. So mountain pose, a critical, really one of the most important poses, because we're really going to talk about alignment and good posture. So once again, your toes can be together to touch, or your feet can be hip distance apart. But I want you to bring that attention once again to the weight distribution through your feet. So just notice if you're forward into your toes or back into your heels. I want you to spread your toes out wide and ground evenly through all four corners of both feet, so you've got an even distribution of weight. We've got that good alignment again. So it feels like a lot to talk this through, but I just want you to be super mindful that you're standing up nice and tall and your heart is lifted and your ears, shoulders, hips, and heels are in one line. The belly's gently pulling in, the tailbone is anchoring down, and the hands are open. So palms are turned forward, okay? Thighs are engaged, belly is strong, breath is smooth. On your next inhale, you're going to sweep your hands all the way out and up. And I want you to feel as if you're reaching up and slightly back. And then hands are going to come to heart center. We're just going to do that 2 more times. So I want you to imagine that you're gathering your good positive energy for the new year, welcoming the new year. Exhale, hands through to heart center. 1 more time, we're going to do a few runs of a modified sun salutation next. And then we are going to work on a little intention. So as you exhale, I want you to dive out of it into a forward fold. Relax your head, your neck, and your shoulders. Chin is to your chest, nose is to your knees. On your inhale, you do that halfway lift again. So lengthening out and moving mindfully and slowly. As we exhale, you're going to fold forward again, and you're going to take a walk forward into plank. So your hands will walk forward, maybe 4 steps forward with your hands. You can be in a tall plank, just means straight legs, all right? Lots of strength in your arms, or you can modify again by bending your knees like we did on the first round, okay? So either way, straight legs or bent knees, you're going to lead with your chest and lower down towards the floor. Pointing the toes, inhale. Again, for those of you who are more advanced, you want to come into upward facing dog, feel free. Otherwise, just cobra, it's a slow flow. Curl your toes, lift your hips, come back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out through the nose and really ground yourself in your downward dog. So this is a root chakra pose. Root chakra is the most foundational, the most grounding. And the mountain pose that we just did, and we're going to repeat, and this downward dog are very grounding root chakra poses. Noticing like everything that's good in your life, everything you already have. Noticing, that you are secure, you're safe, and you're grounded, and you're grateful. Take a deep breath in and out through the nose. And then once again, walk your hands backwards towards your feet. We're going to go through it 2 more times. So as you inhale, you're going to look forward, come into a halfway lift. Take your time, moving slowly and mindfully. Exhale, round your spine, fold yourself in half. Chin to chest, nose to knees. Coming up to standing, roll up or reverse swan dive. Take that sun breath, gather your good positive energy for the new year. And exhale, draw your hands through to heart center and pause. Ground yourself, feel your good alignment. Take a deep breath in again. Reach up and slightly back. Exhale, dive out of it, back into your forward fold. Inhale to your halfway lift, lengthen, slow down and breathe. Exhale, fold yourself in half, chin to chest, nose to knees. Take a walk forward into your plank pose. Again, either straight leg or modifying with bent knees. Vinyasa by bending your elbows, leading with your chest and lowering down. Inhale, pointing your toes, opening through your heart, and pulling your elbows in and back. Curl your toes, lift your hips, land in downward facing dog. Again, super grounded, feeling grateful for all that you already have. Take a walk backwards, hands back towards feet. Modifying our sun salutation here tonight. Inhale through a halfway lift, belly in, shoulders back. Exhale, round yourself in half, chin to chest, nose to knees. Come all the way up to standing, reverse swan dive or roll up. Inhale, gather good, positive energy for the new year in your warrior spirit. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last time through, inhale, exhale, dive out. Inhale, look forward, lengthen out. Big breath in as you reach forward with the crown of your head. Exhale, around your spine, fold in half. Take a walk forward to your plank. Lots of strength in your arms and your core. And we'll be working on this a lot over this 8 weeks together. Bend your elbows, lead with your heart as you lower to your mat. Inhale, pointing your toes, lifting through your heart center. And one more downward facing dog. So release, curl your toes, push up, and downward facing dog. Take 3 nice deep breaths, bringing that attention back to long, slow inhales and exhales to send that calming message. Giving yourself, again, that space, that time, that permission to slow down. One more inhale and exhale. Remembering, you can always, if this is too much on your shoulders, you can always come to child's pose instead. Okay, go ahead and sit up and have a seat. All right, again, feel free to sit up on your pillow if you want to, but maybe your hips are feeling a little bit more open now and you can just sit straight on the floor. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about intention for a second, and because some of you are newer, and we're going to get back to warrior poses in just a second. I want to just remind you what the definition of flexible warrior is, and we talk a lot about the willpower factor balanced with the chill power. So it is really the balance of opposites. You will be doing hard things. You're going to be challenging yourself. That is the only way to get stronger. And then you're going to balance that out with what I like to call chill power, which is practicing self-care and the concept that sometimes less is more. Okay, so real quick, the definition of flexible warrior is flexible is capable of bending without breaking, able to respond to altered conditions and circumstances. You are adaptable, you are open, you are relaxed, you are resilient, and you are free. That's flexible. Warrior, you are a brave fighter, someone who is willing to endure and sacrifice for a higher purpose and engage in a challenge, stepping out of his or her comfort zone for the greater good. And it's really the balance of those two opposites. So warriors have great willpower, but when balanced with chill power and flexibility, they are stronger and more resilient. So that's why both are equally important. If you just only do hard things all the time and you never really fully recover, you're depleted, you're overextended, you're overwhelmed. So that's why the chill power factor is so important, and that's why we'll be doing both. And by the way, this Find Your Flexible Warrior book, we'll read a little bit more from it at the very end. This is 10 years old as of this year. I wrote it in 2015, so we're going to be really incorporating a lot of the principles of this book over this 8 weeks together as well. Okay, so intention. Sit up nice and tall again, awareness back on breathing. We're going to be using your intention through our warrior poses, which are coming next, but we need to really set the intention first. Some of you might not have your full clarity on what your intention is, and that is okay too. You can pick peace, you can pick strength, you can pick, just whatever positive word that you want to, and we're going to be working on that as we work on our warrior poses. Okay, so hands back down on your knees or turn your palms to face up. Bring your attention back to your breath and your posture and your good alignment. So root chakra, tailbone anchoring down, crown chakra, spiraling, reaching up to your higher potential. Okay, so you're grounding down into the earth, but you're reaching up to your higher self. Okay, you can close your eyes if you want to, or relax them softly open. And then deep belly breath in through the belly, wide through the ribs, all the way up to the collarbone and the heart. And once again, as you exhale, you're just feeling that, finally, I'm still, and it feels so good. And let me remind you, stay with me till the very end, and we're going to get a nice little Shavasana at the end as well. Okay, I want to ask you a question, and that is, how do you want to feel? And I want to give you just 60 seconds of silence to reflect on that. How do you want to feel this year? And again, there's no right or wrong. The list could be 2 words or it can be 102 words. But list some words in your mind. Again, I'll just throw some out there to help you get started. I want to feel peaceful. I want to feel grateful, calm, strong, balanced. These are some common words. All right, so just slow down and take your time for 60 seconds to just list, how do I want to feel this year? Okay, so now that you have a few of those words, and if you do have a journal, I forgot to remind this at the beginning, if you do have a journal or a piece of paper and you want to jot a few of those words down that are coming into mind, or at any time through class, something I say or something that comes into your mind, feel free to just take a little break and write a few things down. Writing things down is really critical, and when you come to the full moon class next week, make sure you bring that journal with you as well. Okay, so you write down or you acknowledge in your mind a few of these words, how do I want to feel? And then think about why you want to feel that way. And don't feel guilty about any of that. We want to feel the strongest, the best that we possibly can so that we can come from a full place and we have lots of positive energy to share with others. So without any guilt, you're just acknowledging why you want to feel that way. And again, feel free to write that down. The most important part, in my opinion, and I've learned this myself through the years, is the action. And that is really the warrior thing. What actions are you going to take this year over the next 8 weeks together? Again, you already signed up for this program, so that's huge. But what action can you take today, tomorrow, next week, 6 weeks from now? Sign up for a dance class, sign up for a yoga class, sign up for a race, make some healthy meals, whatever it is. What can you do to feel the way you want to feel? All right, again, write some of that down if you want to right now. We're going to get back into a warrior slow flow. So make your way back to child's pose. We're going to reflect on some of these things as we go through our warrior poses, okay? So moving on to a sun salutation B, which just means we're going to add in some warrior strength and some balance work next. Again, feeling free to drop into child's pose anytime you need to. Otherwise, making your way back into your downward facing dog. Again, this is your root chakra. This is a really important one for tonight because we really want to set a strong foundation so that we can build on it. Okay, so take a nice deep breath in and out through the nose. This time, I want you to look to your hands and take a walk forward with your toes right in between your feet. You can take 2 big steps forward or 10 little steps, doesn't matter to me. Just get those toes forward between your hands. Inhale to your halfway lift. Again, scoop that belly in and up. Pull the shoulder blades back and down. Be mindful that the crown of the head is reaching forward and the root chakra of the tailbone is reaching back. As you exhale, release the chin to the chest, the nose to the knees, rounding your spine. Come all the way up to standing, reverse swan dive. Take a deep breath in. Again, gather that good positive energy as you reach in and up, and then exhale, draw your hands back to heart center. Now the first thing we're going to do is bring the weight into your right foot and pull your left knee into your chest. So we're working on a little balance. If your balance is not your strength and you're a little wobbly, that's all good. Again, notice that we don't get anything out of anything unless we work on things that we're not good at. So just work on this balance. It is definitely part of longevity. A little micro bend in your knee, strengthen your core, and your shoulder blades back and together. Your left heel is flexed. Okay, so active with your left foot. Take a big breath in and out through the nose, and then take a giant step back with your left foot. The right toes are at the front edge of your mat, your left foot is at the back edge of your mat, and your heels pivoted slightly out. I want you to go ahead and draw your hands to heart center and take a big bend in your right knee so your right thigh is parallel to the floor. You're going to reach your hands all the way out and up, and this is our warrior one. So as we're in our warrior one, I want you to think about, again, how do I want to feel? And remind yourself you are a warrior. You absolutely are a warrior, otherwise you wouldn't be here. So you signed up, you're here, you showed up. and you are stronger than you realize. I'm sure of it. So take a couple nice deep breaths. Fingertips are energetically reaching out to the sky. Right thigh is parallel to the floor, and we're working on our strength, our endurance, our focus, and our warrior spirit. Take one more very deep breath in and out through the nose. And as you exhale, go ahead and draw your hands to heart center. Feel your heart lifting up to meet your hands. So your heart chakra is open to receive positive energy. Your hands are pressing together. And you're staying steady and strong and enduring a challenging moment. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, the right hand's going to come forward, the left hand's going to come back, and we're going to come into warrior two. So your right thigh is still parallel to the floor. Your right hand is reaching straight out, your left hand is reaching straight back, and your eyes are focused out over your right middle finger. We're holding strong. Again, we're slowing down, working on our strength, working on our focus, and reminding ourselves how strong we are. I want you to turn your right palm up to the ceiling, look into your right hand. Reach as far forward as you can with your right hand. Take an inhale, stay with me. Please stay with me. Right hand up to the sky, sun warrior. You have 3 breaths here. Your right hand is reaching up. Look up to your right hand if you can. Reach for the sky. Keep that right knee bending. Take one more nice deep breath in and out through the nose. And then as you exhale, your hands will come down on either side of your right foot. Your left heel will reach up. Your hands are on either side of your front foot. And then we're stepping backwards to downward facing dog. Again, feeling free to take child's pose if you need a rest. Take 3 breaths to ground yourself. Again, setting that strong foundation for a year of positive energy and doing little things that strengthen your warrior spirit. I encourage you to take a vinyasa here, either modified or with straight legs. So you'll inhale to plank. Exhale, bend your elbows, mindfully lowering down. Inhale, pointing your toes and opening through your heart center. Again, open to receive good, positive energy. Exhale, curling your toes, lifting the hips, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out through the nose. And then looking to the hands, step to the front edge of your mat. Line your toes up. Inhale, look forward, halfway lift. Positive attitude, good alignment, and action, action, action. Exhale, release the spine, fold yourself in half, chin to chest, nose to knees. Come all the way up to standing. Inhale, reach and gather. And exhale, align in mountain pose, but hands to heart center. Beautiful. Let's get that on the other side. Stay with me. So shift your weight to your left foot, pull your right knee into your chest, working on balance, flex your right foot, hands over the shin, row your shoulder blades together, draw your hands towards your shin and your ribs towards your thigh. Eyes focused, work on that balance. Inhale and exhale. And then take a giant step back with your right foot. So your left foot's at the front edge of your mat, your right foot's at the back edge of your mat, and your right heel is pivoted away from you. Okay, starting with the warrior one. So I want you to bend your left knee so your left thigh is parallel to the floor. Hands at heart center for just a moment. Releasing your hands, reach the arms all the way out and up. And then bending your left knee so that the left thigh is parallel to the floor. Strength and determination and a warrior spirit. So take 3 nice deep breaths. Again, inhale and exhale through the nose. Eyes are softly focused. You're working that right thigh, getting a little warmer, getting some strength. And for those of you who are joining me for our warrior walks too, that's such a great way to get outside, have nice, empowering conversation with some like-minded friends. It's something that we're going to do most weekends, so hopefully you can join me for that as well. Take one more nice deep breath. And exhale, draw your hands to heart center in your warrior pose. And then opening out into a warrior two, you're gonna pivot. Your left hand's gonna reach forward, your right hand's gonna reach back. And ideally, your left thigh is parallel to the floor and your hands are right out in front of the shoulders. Look out over your left middle finger. Make sure that belly's pulling in and the tailbone is anchoring down. Stay determined, stay strong. The only way you're going to get results is be a little uncomfortable every now and then. If we were comfortable all the time, we wouldn't get very far in this life. Turn your left palm up to the sky, reach forward, take a big inhale, everyone, and then sun warrior. So this is really an inspired pose. So if your word is inspiration, reaching towards your higher self, positive energy, this is one of your poses. Big breath in. Nice work, everyone. Hands down on either side of your left foot. Just so you know, this is not easy for me right now either. I haven't been practicing much yoga for the last month or much fitness actually at all for about a month. So I'm just getting back in the swing of it too. So this is feeling challenging for me tonight as well, if that makes you feel any better. So option to rest in child's pose, right? That option is always there. Otherwise, you can take this vinyasa again. So you inhale to plank. Again, straight leg or modified with bent knees. Bend your elbows, lead with your heart, lower down. Pointing your toes, inhale into your cobra. And we're all going to rest together in child's pose. So hips to heels, forehead down, give yourself a rest. Guess what? It's chill power time. So remember I was talking earlier about the balance between willpower and chill power. So that's what we're going to be doing. So we're going to come back to this easy seated position. We're going to reset positive intention, and then we're going to go back through a warrior flow one more time before we start to slow down and work on our final stretches and shavasana. Okay? So you're more than halfway there. Just stay with me. Bring attention back to your breathing and back to your posture. And more, take the time if you're a football person and you're sitting, watching, your favorite team, sit on the floor to do that, or your favorite Netflix or whatever. Sit on the floor, feel good posture and alignment. The more you do that, the more your hips will be resilient. Again, it's a longevity thing, so that's why we want to continue to practice this. All right, eyes can be closed, palms can be turned up if you like, thumb and index finger together to touch. Once again, I'm going to give you 60 seconds. Time out, breathe, look inward. If it's helpful, look back towards the year that you just left behind you in order to see and understand what you want more of in the coming year. So if there are things that were really great for you last year that you want more of, awesome. If there were some things in the year behind you that you want to leave in that last year to create space for more good stuff in your life, that's great too. Again, no right or wrong, okay? Take a moment to once again bring the attention inward. How do I want to feel? What action can I take to feel that way? Attention back to breath. Open your eyes softly and make your way back to child's pose. All right, listen, you guys, we're going to go one more time through this warrior sequence. We're going to add one more thing onto it, which is called warrior 3. So 3 different warrior poses. And we are going to go just a little bit faster this time. Okay, so again, honor, protect, listen to your body, rest if you need to. Otherwise, straight back to child's pose and then right into downward facing dog. So child's pose, just to check in, hands away from the toes, fingertips spread out wide. Inhale, shift forward into your hands. Exhale, curl your toes, downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath in and out through the nose. Look to your hands, step right between your hands, toes lined up. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale into your forward fold. There's nothing new for a while, so you know what to do. We've already gone through this. We're just going to go a little bit faster. Inhale, reach the hands all the way out and up. Exhale, hands through to prayer at your heart center. Bring your balance into your right foot. Bring your left knee into your chest. Flex your left heel. Lift through your heart center. Belly is strong. Eyes are focused. Big breath in through your nose. And then left foot takes a giant step back. Hands come to heart center. Right thigh is parallel to the floor. Hands reach all the way out and up, warrior one. Inhale and exhale, lots of strength and focus. Go ahead and bring your hands to heart center. Take another deep breath in. As we exhale, you're coming back to your warrior two. Right hand forward, left hand back. Focus out over your right middle finger. Flip your right palm up to the sky, reach forward, inhale. Right hand up to the sky. So nothing fancy here, just working on strength and a little bit of balance. Lots of focus, take a nice deep breath, and then hands down on either side of your right foot. Now this time, because we're gonna add on a warrior three, I want you to go ahead and bring your hands back up to your right thigh and lift your chest. Some of you are going to want to take a little half step in with that back foot to give yourself a little bit of a narrower base. Others are going to be able to go ahead and push straight up and out, balancing on your right foot. I'm going to pivot a little bit closer to you so that you can see. I want your shoulders and your hips parallel to the floor, your belly in and up, your left heel flexed, and your arms can either be in airplane wings, okay, from right to left, or you can reach them straight forward, thumbs up towards the sky. This is your warrior three. Okay, so either way, I want you to try to take one more nice deep breath in and out through the nose. And then we're going to come all the way back up where we started with your left thigh squeezing towards your ribs. You're going to take a nice deep breath in. Again, I know it's not easy, and you're going to lose your balance like I almost just did on occasion, and that is all good. Go ahead and release your left foot. Take a nice deep breath. And then hands through to heart center. Amazing job. And over the next 8 weeks together, that will get easier and easier, I promise you. Okay? Right foot lifts up, right thigh to the ribs. Begin again on the other side. Almost done. And then a giant step back with your right foot, coming into our warrior one. So left thigh is parallel to the floor, hands at heart center. Release the hands all the way out and up. Arms are by the ears. Left thigh is parallel to the ground. Eyes are focused. Warrior spirit, warrior strength. I can, I will. I'm taking that action to get from where I am to where I want to be. Hands draw to heart center. Take a big breath in through the nose. And then left hand reaches forward, right hand reaches back, and we're in our warrior two. Belly's pulling slightly in, tailbones dropping down, fingertips are energetically reaching forward and back. Left palm's going to reach forward, and we come into that inspired sun warrior. Breathing in and out through the nose, feeling strong and determined. Take one more breath. And as you exhale, your hands will be down on either side of your left foot. You're going to lift that right foot up. So you're in a lunge position. Your hands will be on your left thigh. You're going to lift your chest up. If you need to step that right foot in a little bit, feel free to do that. Otherwise, you're just pushing off of that foot and finding your balance in your warrior three. And I forgot to mention the last time, you can have this right foot on the floor like this to help you, like as you're just getting started, like a kickstand. You can also be like holding on to something, you know, a chair, a wall. If it's new for you, feel free to take either of those modifications. Also, you want a little bend in this left knee. Your arms can reach from side to side in your airplane, or they can reach straight forward in your warrior three. Your right heel is flexed. You've got one more breath. And again, I want you to maintain your balance the best you can. Come all the way back up so that right knee is going to be in at your chest and your shoulder blades will be back in together. Go ahead and release your right foot. You're amazing, everybody. You did it. Hands at heart center. One more vinyasa. Inhale, reaching out and up. Exhale, dive out of it into your forward fold. Noticing again the weight in your feet, so you've got that even distribution, that root chakra. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale into your forward fold. Step back with your right knee. Step back with your left knee. And come back to child's pose. Hands can be back by your feet this time, forehead dropping down. Take a deep breath. And then go ahead and come all the way up to sitting and cross your legs. Beautiful. Guess what? We're going to start to slow down and do some deeper stretches, both in a seated and a reclined position. So hands back onto your knees, roll the shoulders up, back and down. Take a deep breath in. Once again, just allow yourself space and time to slow down. I just want to keep continually reminding you that the quiet time is just so key. So whether you're driving in your car or you're at home and you can turn off some noise and the distractions, you know, I take podcast breaks too. I take device detoxes where I'm not scrolling and I'm not posting. It's all just to limit the noise, because there's always noise all around us, so that you can focus your energy inward and just really truly listen to your thoughts. You know more of what you want and you're less distracted by all of the things. Okay, 60 seconds. Hands down on the knees or the palms are up. Close your eyes. 60 seconds of silence just to listen. How do I want to feel? And what action can I take to feel that way? Awesome. Go ahead and softly open your eyes and lie down on your back. So lying down on your back, we're going to do a little knee stir first. We're going to do some restorative stretches. And then we're going to do Shavasana, which is the ultimate. Please don't leave before the Shavasana, because all the work that you've done over this hour together really integrates during Shavasana. So it's important you stay till then. Okay, so give yourself a big hug, knees to chest. Knee stir, one hand on top of each knee, and you're just circling your knees around in one direction. And then take that circle in the opposite direction, reversing. And the closer that you draw your knees towards your rib cage and your chest, the more you feel that stretch. Go ahead and drop your knees over to the right and take your right hand and put it on top of your left knee. You can look over your left shoulder. I'm going to bring the camera just a little closer since we're all like backlit down here. It's a little, hopefully going to be easier to see this way. Okay. So there we go. And I'm starting to lose my fire too. So I'll stir the fire a little bit while you guys do your knee stir. So here you've got your recline twist, right? Just stay with that for a few more breaths and just feel the release of your spine as you exhale. Feel free to modify and take the pose a little deeper as you wish. There we go. One more nice deep breath in and out through the nose, just releasing your low back. None of these poses have to be fancy. None of them have been fancy. It's just about, right, the consistency and the showing up, right? Okay, go ahead and bring your knees up to center. And then take the twist the other way. So dropping your knees over to the left. Your left hand can go on top of your right knee. You can look out over your right shoulder. Again, bringing awareness back to your breath. A little pressure from your left hand down into your right knee to go just a little bit deeper if that feels good for you. And then go ahead and bring it all the way back to center and hugging your knees back into your chest, thighs to rib cage, and back to your knee stir. So releasing around in a circle. And then taking it the other way. Good. I just want you to, nice and easy, put your right foot on the floor and then kick your left leg straight up to the sky in an easy reclined hamstring stretch, just like that. So your tailbone is anchored down and your left leg is straight up. Your hands are right underneath your thigh and your shoulders are dropping down to the floor. And then once again, if you can just make that circle, so you're just using the hands right underneath the left thigh to guide your leg around in a circle, which is very calming for your central nervous system as you create a circle. Then go ahead and reverse the circle, do the same thing, go the other way. And then from here, we're going to get a little bit of a deeper twist. So I want you to go ahead and slide your right leg straight out on the floor. Hug your left knee into your chest. Give it a big hug, thigh to rib cage. Right hand across your left knee. And then left knee twist over to the right. So we're going a little deeper. I can't quite get the camera right, you guys. I wanted to bring it closer, but it's kind of like, not quite right. Okay, so your right leg's out straight, your left hand's over your left knee, bent, and your right hand's on top of the left knee. So it's just a different version of the twist that we already did. Releasing and pressing your right hand down a little bit deeper with your stretch if that feels good for you. Relaxing your left elbow and shoulder. And then go ahead and bring it back to center. And we're going to keep the left knee bent now. You can give it a big hug in first because that feels good. Left knee's going to stay bent, left foot on the floor, and then right leg straight up. And your hands go right underneath that right hamstring. Yeah. And then you circle it around. Good. And you can make this circle as big or as little as feels good for you. So just play around with that. There's a certain part of the stretch for me that I really feel like, oh, that feels so good. And that's where I kind of like, I know that I don't want to force anything beyond that, right? Make sure your tailbone's anchored down too. You don't have your tailbone lifted up like that. That's going to cheat you with a stretch. Go ahead and reverse the circle. So do the same thing in the opposite direction. Play around with how big or how little you want the circle to be. Beautiful. And then go ahead and extend your left leg out straight. Pull your right knee into your chest. Give it a big hug. And then your left hand outside of your right knee, and we twist. So the right arm will be out straight. You can look out over your right shoulder too if that feels good for you. Just get that good twist through the spine. Releasing your low back, breathing in and out with the nose. This is the chill power to balance out all your strength and balance work. And then go ahead and bring it all the way back to center. Both feet will be flat. And your knees will be together and your toes will be together. And then I want you to just go ahead and allow your knees to drop out to the side so the bottoms of your feet to be together to touch. And your hands are going to rest on your stomach. Your nose could be pointed straight up to the ceiling. And I want you to bring attention to your breathing once again. So the breathing, as it comes in and out through the nose, comes down into the belly, and you feel your hands floating up and down with your inhale and your exhale. You can close your eyes. Be super mindful. And again, this is your integration pose. So this is the time and the place where all of the work that you did over the last 55 minutes are integrating into your body, into all of your cells. So relax your eyes closed. And once again, for the final time for class tonight, you ask yourself, how do I want to feel? As we transition into this new year, you're just taking the opportunity to listen to your thoughts and to allow the wisdom to come in. And now with some of those words in your mind describing how you want to feel, you also then ask yourself, what action can I take to feel that way? What people can I surround myself with to help guide me on that journey? What foods can I eat? What activities can I do? And now take a quick scan of your body. Fingers, toes, ankles, spine, face, jaw. Relax and letting go of any tension. And again, just giving yourself the space and time to integrate your strength and recharge and renew your warrior spirit. Go ahead and slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes and bring the energy back into your hands and your feet. Give yourself a hug for showing up. Again, for this virtual practice, it's sometimes easier in a class setting. It's definitely better in many ways in person, but it's easier to show up with your full warrior spirit when you're around other people and you have the energy of the room. But I'm so proud of you for showing up virtually too. It's amazing. If you want to comment, by the way, I forgot to remind you this at the very beginning. If you want to comment with what your word is, or your mantra, your phrase, your intention for the year, I would love to hear it. And again, hopefully you can join with me when we meet in person for our warrior walks on the weekends. It's going to change every week depending on the weather. But you can stay tuned. I'll post it onto our Facebook page, our Facebook private community page. It's called Flexible Warrior Community, so check that out as well. And I would love to meet with you in person. Okay, before you head out, I'll read one more quote from this book. Again, I'll be, this is the 10-year anniversary of this book, you guys. Find Your Flexible Warrior. I'm going to give you a digital copy of it too, so you'll have not the entire book, but you'll have, and anybody who wants to borrow it who's local, you are more than welcome. You can borrow it from me. I have several copies of it, most of which are half fallen apart because I've read through them so often. But here's a quote to carry with you from tonight. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. And may the thoughts and the actions of my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and to that freedom for all. I love that quote because it's really about being part of a positive ripple effect. And then each of us have an opportunity to be part of that positive ripple effect, even if it's in such a small way. You know, so I believe that's what we're all here for. And that's why I believe self-care and fueling your warrior spirit and doing all these things is so much the opposite of selfish, because it allows us to be the best version of ourselves in the world. So thank you so much. The light within me honors and acknowledges that same light that is within each of you. You are absolutely amazing. And I will tell you, as we leave, I'll share with you what my word is for the year. My word is alive this year. And I've shared this already on our Facebook page, but it's because of a quote that I love. And that quote is, don't ask what the world needs. Ask what brings you alive and go do that, because what the world really needs is more of us to be fully alive. And that's kind of my role right now, where I am in the kind of post-menopausal years. I want to do more that kind of brings me alive and things that I loved in my younger years. And so that's why. And so hopefully some of you will join me this year when I go roller skating and, ice skating and hiking and all the things that kind of bring me to life. I hope you'll join me, lots of you, and stand-up paddleboarding in the summer and all the things that are fun and to bring me to life. So please join me with that. Okay. Thank you guys again so much for being here. Comment below with what your word is and share it out. And I will look forward to seeing you in person. Our full moon class. Remember, unofficially, officially, I don't know what it is. The full moon, the first full moon of the year is actually your first your New Year's Day. Okay, so if you haven't already chosen your word, your mantra, your face, your intention, it's okay, because you have until the first full moon next week to choose your word. Okay, if that makes you feel better. Okay, peace out. Have a great night. Please get a good quality sleep tonight as well. See you soon.